Here's my top 5 Sam Elliott TV movies. The Dude Abides. G'day guys, this is Holy Critics signing in, and today I have an extra special treat for you. Sam Elliott is one of the most versatile and frankly recognisable actors still working in Hollywood. I say still because he's been going at it for well over 50 years now. Known for his distinctive moustache and characteristically deep voice, Sam chews scenery no matter if he plays lead or sidekick. He's that rare dying breed of actor whose performances have always stood head and shoulders above those around him. If I were to base this video on his best movies, it would never end, which is why I've narrowed my focus down specifically on his made-for-TV works. Everybody already knows Tombstone and The Big Lebowski, but I'd argue his greatest performances are actually found on the small screen. You'll understand why as we go along, so strap yourselves in for my top 5 Sam Elliott TV movies. Number 5. Starting out this list, I've gone with Travis McGee, which was adapted from the works of John D. MacDonald, perhaps one of the greatest mystery writers who ever lived. Well, that's what Stephen King said about him, so I'm inclined to believe it. Anyway, the movie follows a private investigator who's tasked with solving a routine missing persons case. The person in question is a wealthy land developer who fell overboard his yacht and presumably drowned. However, without a body, Travis soon begins to detect sinister intent when he uncovers a sizable insurance policy and even more unhappy investors. Sam plays the lead here with all the hubris of the book's main character. His cynical attitude and penchant for danger suits him perfectly. While the movie itself fails to live up to the source material due to a lackluster script, Sam Elliott still salvages a memorable performance here. If you find the time, I recommend watching this rare gem on YouTube. Number 4. What Sam Elliott list would be complete without a classic western? Here we've got 1987's The Quick and the Dead, based on the Louis L'Amour novel. The plot bears a striking resemblance to that of Shane, whereby meek farmers are forced to take up arms against a formidable gang intent on driving them off their land. In this case, Sam Elliott plays the mysterious drifter called to the rescue by a couple of besieged settlers. The story is set in post-Civil War Wyoming, where survival is dog-eat-dog. Outcast and wild man Con Verlaine takes umbrage towards the gang of thieves targeting a travelling family. His motives are not all that altruistic, however, as he has taken a liking to the wife played by Kate Capshaw. They are brought closer together as the situation becomes more and more dire. There's also a hidden, even darker desire for revenge that remains in the periphery. Sam masterfully plays the character with quiet strength and resolve, always wise in the ways of the West. His eyes speak the clearest language of all. This role was made for Sam Elliott, and he grabs it with both hands. It's an absolute must-watch. Number 3. In third spot, I've picked the historical drama Rough Riders. Technically, this is not a movie, but rather a 2-part miniseries that stars Sam Elliott in the supporting role alongside Tom Berenger playing US President Teddy Roosevelt. This one is based on the lesser-known Spanish-American War of 1898. Sam plays the steely sheriff Captain Bucky O'Neill, who is tasked with training a ragtag militia group to take on the Spanish Empire in Cuba. While the limelight isn't solely focused on his character, he slides right in alongside an ensemble cast. And this is what I love most about this movie. The camaraderie and chemistry between the actors has that band of brothers vibe. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, as they say. What sets this miniseries apart from others is the overall cinematic quality. The battle scenes are well choreographed, the script is top notch thanks to John Milius, who also wrote Apocalypse Now, and the story in general strikes a nice balance between historical accuracy and entertainment value. Thankfully, there's a few copies floating around on YouTube, so please watch it if you can squeeze 3 hours into your schedule. Number 2. Moving on to the runners-up spot now, and I'm sticking to the theme of true stories with Murder in Texas. Strange choice, I admit, considering it's the only movie on this list where Sam Elliott appears without a mustache. And he just so happens to also be the villain. Coincidence? I think not. Anyway, the fact-based story tells of a scheming plastic surgeon named Dr. John Hill, played by Elliott, whose controlling ways have driven a wedge between him and his young wife, played by Farrah Fawcett. She is the wealthy heiress to a family fortune, which some suspect is the reason for their ill-suited marriage. When Dr. Hill's extramarital affair is eventually uncovered, the father-in-law demands full restitution for his daughter. That is until she experiences a sudden and acute illness resulting in death. The doctor attempts to move on quietly with his new mistress, but too many questions remain unanswered, and there can be no justice without truth. Sam Elliott easily plays the most unlikable character of his career here. It really highlights his versatility as an actor to subvert expectation and deliver such a terrifying performance. It's a compelling, albeit lengthy movie with plenty of twists and turns, as any good true crime mystery goes. I highly recommend it. Number 1. In top spot, I've chosen a movie that really hits the sweet spot for Sam Elliott. Koniga, in my opinion, is his most balanced portrayal of an aging cowboy in his entire film catalogue. He combines his signature rugged individualism with a sensitive, almost nurturing side rarely ever seen. He stars alongside regular co-star Catherine Ross, who plays a recently widowed homesteader. She lives miles from town deep in Indian territory with her 2 stepchildren. She vows never to marry again, but all that changes when a handsome stranger by the name of Koniga rocks up. He's an honest and upright handyman who expresses concern for the lonely woman. As the story unfolds, his fears become all too real when the combined threat of a cattle-rustling gang and Apache tribe lay siege upon the vulnerable family. Part Western, part romance, Koniga plays like a tribute to author Louis L'Amour, a man to whom Sam Elliott owes a huge debt of gratitude. This one is his finest performance to date. Sam has that remarkable ability to transport you back in time with the authenticity and complexity of his characters. If you haven't seen this one already, please make it your mission in life to do so. Thanks for watching this very special video. I hope you don't mind that I dressed for the occasion. Now, please drop a comment below and tell me your thoughts on my top 5 Sam Elliott TV movies. I'm sure I missed a couple in there, but it was a really difficult list to compile. So if you like this type of content, please also drop a thumbs up, because I'm thinking of doing one on Tom Selleck. See how that goes. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and this is Holy Critic signing out.